Hello friend, welcome to all of you. This online lecture of Business Economics SEM 4, and we are looking here the chapter number 1, money, and 1.4, the value of money and quantity theory of money. The previous lecture we discussed about the quantitative method and qualitative method to credit control, and today's lecture we discuss about the value of money. So, what is the value of money? The value of money means the purchasing power of money. So, how many goods you purchase with 1 unit of money, it is called the value of money. It arises from the capability to purchase a number of goods and services for the purchase use. So, value of money means the purchasing power of money over the goods and services in the country. The value of money is not a constant. The value of money is time to time it change. So the period of the childhood of our grandparents, there is the 4 chocolates they can purchase with 1 rupees. But in our childhood we purchase 1 chocolate in 1 rupees. So there is quantity of goods reduced. So value of money falls because the price level become double or 4 times. So value of money is respect with the purchasing power. How many goods you can purchase with the money, it's expressed, it's a value. So what is the rupee can buy in India? It present the value of money of the rupee. So we looking here the definition of the value of money. Robertson gives the definition. The value of money means the amount thing is general which will be given in exchange for unit of money. And another definition is given to the Crowther. The value of money is what it will buy. So what it will buy with unit, how many goods will be purchased, it's decide the value of money. More of goods purchased with 1 unit of money, so more value. Less goods purchase, less value. So the term of value of money means purchasing power of money. The value of money related to price level, and the relation between the price level and the value of money is the inverse. The price level increase become double, so value of money become half, and therefore there is the inverse relation between the price level and the value of money. It's implied the lower price level, the higher shall be value of money, and the higher price level, lower the value of money. For example, if the price of 1 kilogram sugar is at present 40 rupees per kilogram, then when the prices rise and become 80 rupees for per kilogram, so what will be happen? It will be possible purchase only half kilogram with into the 40 rupees, and other hand vice versa. So value of money and price level, there is the inverse relation. The price level ups and the increase, the value of money falls, and price level the falls, value of money will be increases. So thus the value of money is the expressed in the equation form. The value of money Vm is equal to 1 upon P. So value of money means Vm and P means the price level. So 2 types of value of money we consider: the internal value of money, the value of money, purchasing power of money over the domestic goods and services. So in Indian rupees, how many goods we can purchase, it's the internal value of money. And external value of money means with the purchasing power of money over the foreign goods and services. So how many goods we can purchase with Indian rupees is the external value of rupees, and internal value of money means the how many goods we can purchase with our rupees. So value of money, there are the 2 different theories developed by the economics and their view how the value of money is decided. They think that the value of money decide similarly just like the demand and the supply 2 component. So goods and services price decide as per their demand and supply. Similarly, they express that the value of money decide the demand for money and supply of money. But there is two approaches about the value of money. So there are two approaches value of money. The transaction approach, the classical economics feature is given the quantity theory of money, and another approach, the cash balance approach, the Cambridge economics, Marshall, Pugh, Robertson given their equation and explained how the value of money is decided. First we begin with the Fisher's quantity theory of money, the cash transaction approach, and how the value of money decided as per the Irving Fisher. So Irving Fisher, the classical economics, explained the value of money in terms of quantity theory of money. Through the classical economics like David Ricardo, J. Smith, you introduced the improvement in this theory, but credit goes to the development of this theory, the American economist Irving Fisher. He was provided that the transaction approach of quantity theory of money, and he is explained his theory in the book of the Purchasing Power of Money in 1911. It was presented in the form of equation of exchange. So statement of this theory of Fisher: when the other thing remain unchanged and constant, as the quantity of money in circulation increase, the price level also increase, and direct proportion and value of money decrease in vice versa. So when the money supply become double, price level also become double and value of money become 1.5. And on the other hand, vice versa, when the supply of money become half, the price level also become half and value of money become double. This is the Fisher's quantity theory statement. So he explained his theory's statement that if the quantity of money is double, the price level will be also become double and value of money become half. And on the other hand, if the quantity of money reduce 1.5, the price level will be also reduced 1.5 and the value of money become twice and double. Fisher's version of quantity theory of money is based on the essential function of money. Money is act for a medium of exchange. In like commodity, price level or value of money is also determined by demand for money and supply of money. So he explained the supply of money and demand for money, which is to decide the value of money. So what is the supply of money? Supply of money means MV. The supply of money comprises two components, M multiplied by V. So M means the total quantity of money and V means the velocity of money. So M multiplied V is decide the total supply of money. And demand for money according to him means PT. P multiplied by T. P means the price level and T means the total volume of goods and services transaction. So how many goods you want to purchase and the price level of that goods is decide the demand for money. But at a particular time, the demand for money is a constant and therefore supply of money is play significant role and decide how the value of money is the falls and the increase. So supply is the important because at a particular time demand for money is constant and demand for money and supply of money is equal to each other. MV equal to PT means supply of money is equal to the demand for money according to Irving Fisher. This equal total supply of money, the community consists the V, the quantity of actual money, M and the velocity of circulation V, the total value of purchase PT in the year measured by MV plus M dash V dash. So Fisher given his equation means the PT is equal to MV plus M dash V dash. P means the price level, T means total volume of transaction of goods and services, M means the legal money and V means velocity of legal money. Velocity means the how many times circulate one currency or one unit of money in economy is the velocity. Plus M dash means the bank money or credit money and V dash means the velocity of credit money, how much time the check and document will be circulated in the economy is the V dash. To find out the effect of quantity money on the price level, the value of money right equation. So Fisher give his equation PT is equal to MV plus M dash V dash. So he explained his equation MV equal to PT or PT is equal to MV plus M dash V dash. This is the Fisher's modern equation. P is equal to MV plus M dash V dash upon T, total volume of goods and services transaction. So P means price level, M means the total quantity of legal tender of money, V means the velocity of circulation of money, M dash total quantity of credit money, V dash the velocity of circulation in credit money like the check, and the total amount of goods and services exchange or transaction means T. So Fisher explained this equation in the his new form. The next, about the quantity theory of money, the Fisher point out that the price level P, the varies directly quantity of money. So price level and the quantity of money, there is a direct relation. When the money supply is increased, directly increase the price level, and provide the volume of trade and velocity in circulation remain unchanged. At that time, the goods and services transaction and the velocity of money and credit money is the unchanged and constant. The truth of this proposition is the evidence from the fact is M and M dash are the double. So while V and V dash T remain constant, P is also double, but the value of money is become 1.5, is reduced to half. Now with the assumption of this theory, the M and V remain constant, means legal money and velocity of money is constant. The price level P is depend upon quantity of money. So price level depend upon the quantity of money. The greater the quantity of money, the higher level of price level. For example, suppose that the quantity of money rupees the 50,000 in economy, the velocity of circulation V is 5, and total output of transaction is the 250,000 units. So what is the price level? So according to this equation, the now other thing remain the same. The quantity of money is double increase, because the 10 lakh multiplied by 5 divided by 250,000 units is equal to 20 rupees per unit is the price level decided. So P is equal to MV plus M dash V dash upon T is the equation given by the Fisher and explained in his mathematical way. The assumption of this theory, what assumption is assumed by the Fisher for his theory? The demand for money and supply of money decide the value of money. In the particular period, demand for money is a constant, so supply is play important role, and when the supply become double money, the price level become double and value of money half. First assumption is P is an inactive element. The P is a passive factor of the equation of the exchange, which is affected by the other factors. The next assumption is theory that T, the volume of trade, is a constant and independent. T also remain constant and is independent of other factors such like the M, M dash, V and V dash means legal money, credit money, velocity of legal money, and the velocity of bank money is the independent. So T is a constant. The proportion of the M to M dash remain constant, means the legal money and credit money is proportion is constant if the change in the legal money change in the credit money. So Fisher assumed that the bank credit and legal tender money is remain the same. V and V dash means the velocity of the legal money and velocity of credit money, assume that the constant and the independent of change in the money supply and change in the credit money. So velocity of money and velocity of bank money constant and independent according to his theory. The next is about the long run. So theory is applicable into the long run according to Fisher. The next assumption of his theory, the money is used for only one purpose, medium of exchange. P is a passive factor and money is used for only one purpose, medium of exchange. It is assumed that the demand for money is proportional to the value of transaction. The next is the full employment in the economy. They assume that because the Fisher is the classical economics, considered as a classical economy, so he assumed that there is a full employment in the economy. The next assumption that the supply of money is assumed as an exogenously determined by constant. So these are the assumption of this theory. So in short, the velocity of circulation of money V and the total quantity of final goods and services during the year T assumed constant. He assumed that the price level is the passive factor in period of analysis. The quantitative theory assumed that the velocity of V of money and the M is the legal money economy are independent to each other, and change in M does not affect to the change in velocity. Further, he explained the classical theory assumed that the economy is working a full employment and stable into the short run. Therefore, quantity of goods and services is constant, means T is a constant. Since P is assumed the passive dependent, the supply of money M, and any change in M will be lead to the proportionate change in P. At the equilibrium, nominal quantity of money supply, means MS, is the equal to nominal quantity of money demanded. So MS equal to the MD, means demand for money is equal to supply of money. So MS equal to MD, M where the money supply, M is fixed by the central bank. So money supply is decided by the central bank of country. So rewrite his equation. He waited that MD multiplied by V. So MV is equal to PT, or MV equal to PT, or MD is equal to PT upon V. So his rewrite his statement is MV equal to PT. So quantitative theory of money we can explain with this diagram. Here we looking the two part of the diagram. First part of the diagram, here is the price level and money supply. On the first A part of the diagram, OM2 and M4 is the money supply, and the y-axis we looking the OP2 and OP4 is the price level. When money supply become double OM to the OM2, that time price level also become OP2 and OP4. Similarly, when the money supply is increased, OM2 to OM4. So price level increase because of the increase into the money supply. So money supply and price level, there is direct relation. And the part B of this diagram, there is the on x-axis money supply, similarly, and y-axis is the value of money. When the money supply become double OM to OM4, that time value of money become a 1/4, and when the money supply become double OM to OM2, that time the value of money become 1.5. So here this diagram is also explained the relation between the money supply and the price level. The price level and money supply, the direct relation, means the supply of money become double, price level become double, and value of money become half. So Fisher quantity theory we can explain with this diagram. There is a two panel A and B, show that they begin with the quantity of money M, the price level of P. When the quantity of money become double, means M2, the price level will also become double, OP2, and further that quantity of money increase fourfold, OM4, the price level also become a P4. The relation express this line OP function of M. This 45-degree angle line OP is explain the direct relation between the money supply and price. The panel B of diagram, the figure inverse relation between the quantity of money vertical axis and the quantity of money M1. The value of money is 1, and but the doubling the quantity of money supply become OM to OM, this OM to OM2, that time the value of money become a half, and when the money supply is increased OM2 to OM4, the value of money become 1/4. So inverse relation, the quantity of money supply explained with this diagram. So summary of this lecture, what we learn from this video: the term of value of money means purchasing power of money. How many goods you can purchase with the money, it's decide the value of money. More good purchase, the more value; less good purchase, the less value. And we can express the value of money in the equation VM is equal to 1 upon P. The well-known American economist Irving Fisher explains the transaction approach quantity theory of money in his book The Purchasing Power of Money in 1911, it was present in the form of the equation of exchange. The statement of his theory, the quantity of money become double, price level also become double, and value of money become half. On the other hand, if the quantity of money reduce half, the price level also become half, and the value of money become twice or double. And the value of money decide as per the demand for money and supply of money. In short period, demand for money is constant, so supply of money is important for decide the value of money. So Fisher consider the only one function of money, it is the medium of exchange, and like other commodity, the value of money decide as per the demand and supply. He is given his equation, P is equal to mv plus m dash v dash upon t. So here is the end of the Fisher's quantity theory of money. For this topic, you can refer the reference and textbooks M.L. Jhingan Macroeconomic Theory, Vidya Publication, Mumbai, R.J. Rasar, S.P. Ada, Bhotekar, Golab Business Economic, Prashant Publication, Jalgaon. This book you can refer for this topic. And the assignment question on this point, give short notes on value of money. What is mean by value of money? So meaning and equation you can explain for 5 marks. Assumption of quantity of theory of money. What are the assumption of the quantity theory of money or Fisher quantity theory of money? And question number 2, explain the Fisher's quantity theory of value of money for 15 marks. So here the end of our lecture. Here we are looking at the Fisher's quantity theory of money and value of money. Next time we will look in the next point in our video or critiques on these Fisher's quantity theory of money. Thank you.